I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Thank you for joining us, Clint, Gus, and Kyler. Hopefully your Wednesday is treating you right. We had this on the H Flooring Center chat line. You can hit us up there as well. Clint, will you have one of Jamie's Mountain Man segments today at 4:20 after we saw the Arizona State students flaming up at the 50-yard line after they rushed the field? Yeah, we were kind of joking about that yesterday. Most teams after they win light up a cigar. Arizona State.
The old
funny. You know what's funny is that their head coach, all-time winningest head coach, last name Cush.
That's right, Frank Cush. Yeah, you and I talked about him last week. He that was quite a scene there. I mean, Alabama has had for 50 years or more. I don't even know if they do it anymore. They may not publicize it like they used to, but back in the 70s, they had a trainer named Jim Goosetree, Coach Goosetree, and I think he was still the trainer in the 80s and early 90s. Who knows? He was probably around forever.
That sounds like he was a criminal, and he had to make up a name on the spot, and he's like, yeah, I'm Coach, and he saw a goose standing by a tree, and he's like, Coach Goosetree. Yeah, Goosetree. Like, are you sure?
Coach Goosetree. Probably back, he got that job probably back before trainers had to get licenses and all that stuff. But regardless, Coach Goosetree, for whatever reason, had it out for the University of Tennessee. And maybe he was from up there, I don't know. But Coach Goosetree would pass out cigars in a winning locker room after an Alabama win over Tennessee. And that's why you see, it's just widely reported, like, some teams have cigars after wins. Of course, we automatically think, post-game baseball locker rooms, especially this time of year, right? But the college football, I'm not saying they're the only ones to do it, but the one that probably the most famous is Bama passing out cigars after a win over Tennessee.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if they still do it, but maybe there's a symbolic one.
I've never thought like when Joe Burrow had after the LSU national title, or any time you've seen that. I've never once thought on the college landscape, who's bringing those in there? Like, did they already have those? It's hiding in the locker. Was there a cigar guy? Interesting.
Yeah, and that's
probably not a trainer doing that anymore.
No, I know. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I get it. And that was a national championship that you're talking about there.
Sure. Yeah, it was a very special situation.
Oh, yeah.
And, were there cigars in the other locker room that they're like, oh, yeah, we didn't get to use because we got all whooped.
Yep.
Bullfighter had this extremely disappointed in you, Puddin'. The NBA sucks. And I was bowling cleaned, so no NBA for me.
The NBA is just fine, man. I mean, maybe it's not as, maybe you don't like it as much as you used to, or you never liked it at all, but I love the NBA. I'm not sure why it gets so much hate.
Well, I forgot he's such a Suns fan. That's why he didn't watch last night. They weren't playing, so he's going to tune in 9 o'clock tonight when they host the Kings. This on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We're going to get into some coaching talk today. Here's your coaching chain guess, Gus.
Okay.
Clark Lee to Nebraska, Golish to Virginia Tech, Rule to Penn State, Jimbo to Florida State, Colin Klein to Vanderbilt,
and who is this?
And Franklin to Oklahoma State, and Lashley to Florida.
This is just a listener opinion.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know if I buy the Penn State deal anymore for Rule.
I would be
I don't know if I buy
a little
that.
surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Penn State, which Penn State fans don't have a real say in it. I don't think Penn State fans want Matt Rule.
Well, just as that went down, they went out and had a clunky game, and you look at that situation and go, I don't know, man. And he I don't know. I mean, you're Penn State, you got a chance to do something really special here, and Yeah, that would be something else.
To me, it's just like if I were a Penn State fan, I would get it. Like, it's the optics of it. I think Matt Rule's a really good college football coach. And I do think, obviously, Nebraska has shown massive improvement from whenever he took over. The Scott Frost mess, that was there. But there's still the can't win the big one, can't win the ranked game stigma around him. And it's like, well, why did we just get rid of James Franklin with a massive buyout, who's going to obviously land on his feet and be somewhere, and some of that buyout will go away because someone else will be paying part of it. But still, Matt Rule, that's kind of one of his things that goes with him too, is like, well, he can't win the big one, and he can't win the big ranked matchups, and that has been an early tale in Nebraska too. So I would understand like why, if you were a Penn State fan, like, who are we going to get us to, push us over that hill? And you're like, oh, well, he's doing the same thing that James Franklin did.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. The perception there may be, worse than the reality. Who knows? But I don't think the job's too big for him necessarily. I just think the perception around him right now may not be great. And I don't mean that in any way that like he's got all the, NCAA investigation. I don't mean any of that. I'm just talking about like the big game perception. If that's what they're antsy about, here you go. Mm-hmm. I do think the Vanderbilt head coach his name's going to be out there.
Yeah, agreed.
The other one
any chance he winds up in the same conference and he's just over at Florida. Any shot.
Right.
That's what I'm rooting for, just because I want.
Was there a Virginia
anarchy.
Tech guess on that?
Yeah, the South Florida coach, Golish.
Okay.
That's not the craziest thing in the world.
Not.
Yeah. I've enjoyed the hey, John Gruden could get back into coaching. I've enjoyed the hey, could Coach O end up somewhere?
Coach O would be great at Nicholls State or something like that. Coach O's name probably get if Sonny and them don't win. If they talk about him being kind of on a hot seat at La Tech, Coach O would bring eyeballs to that program.
When I wonder,
I don't want that to happen,
what's like Louisiana Monroe doing, and just the Raging Cajuns? What are they doing?
Maybe
because Sonny has it going over there right now. Well, this year they did lose last night by a point, but
I know. Dang it, I saw that.
Did you see their kick return?
No.
To open the second half, the old returner pass, take it to the house.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was sweet. Also, a ridiculous targeting call in there, but I was all in on Tuesday Night Football. I know you were too, Gus. It's Tech Talk on Double T 97.3.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is Tech Talk here on Double T 97.3, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the Double T 97.3 mobile app, which is brought to you by our friends at Happy State Bank. Clint Scott, Dr. Mike Gustafson, Kyler Brown behind the glass taking care of us. We are live from the First United Bank studio until 6 o'clock today. You can join us on the 8th Flooring Center chat line, which we will get a couple thoughts from there in just a moment. First, well, Kyler has a play of the day.
Ball is in the right corner of the blue star at the 49.
And by the way, this will be an NFL record. 5th 60-yarder if he can hit it.
61. Kicks away. Plenty of distance. Down the middle of the fairway. It's a hole-in-one for Aubrey. Goodness gracious, young man.
It's unbelievable.
Goodness gracious. Cowboys lead 20-8. First down, Prescott back. Look at this protection. Deep ball to the middle to Lamb. 35 broke away. Left side 20. Walk your dog. Right on in. Welcome back, C.D. Lamb. 74 yards. Touchdown, Cowboys.
On Sunday, the Cowboys were victorious over the Commanders 44-22. And in that game, Brandon Aubrey became the first kicker ever to make 5 60-plus yard field goals. And also in that game, Dak Prescott tied the franchise record for the most games with 3 or more passing touchdowns. And the number is 40, and the person he tied was Tony Romo. And I have one more for y'all as well.
Ooh, bonus play.
Nix facing four-man pressure in the pocket. Throws a ball for Sutton, who goes up and makes the catch! Inside the 25. Denver with 8, 7, 6, 5. On the line of scrimmage, 4. They kill it with 2 seconds to go. Snap, placement, kick on the way. It is good! The final play of the game. Will Lutz from 39 yards out. And Denver, in most improbable fashion, down 19-0 starting the fourth quarter. They come from behind not once, but twice. They beat the Giants at the gun, 33-32.
Just a monstrosity of a fourth quarter by the Giants.
Insane game. And I am very aware that the Broncos are who the Cowboys play this weekend. Just bear with me for a second. I'm a sucker for a feel-good story, and this is exactly that. In that magical comeback win, the Broncos had to convert... Oh, well, let me say this first. Demaryius Thomas was inducted into the Ring of Fame for the Denver Broncos. As everybody knows, he passed away in 2021. His number was 88. And in that game, the Broncos converted 2 2-point conversions, 2 8-point drives, number 88. A little bit more than that. He was 33 years old when he passed away. The Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. As a team, they had 33 solo tackles. And the last thing, when they got the ball on that last drive, 33 seconds were left on the clock. Demaryius Thomas was there. He was present. And that's a feel-good story of the day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Good stuff.
Now I hope we pound their brains in this weekend.
I do not think Brian Daboll and the Giants faithful liked the feel-good story. That is, if you like a good like play-by-play rundown, just go look at the fourth quarter of that game because it just came out of nowhere too because the Broncos had done nothing all day. And it's not like the Giants just looked elite in that game either. In fact, even with what did they grow to 19-0 after 3 quarters? Wasn't exactly a pretty game from the Giants either. But man, that game just took off. I very much enjoyed Michael Strahan trying to not lose his mind on the post-game show. And I can't remember who was like, say it, Mike. Say it. He's like, stop playing to lose the game. You gave up 33 points in the fourth. Just went off and then reined it back in.
What do you say to your team if you're Coach Daboll?
Well, guys, I'm probably going to get fired at some point anyway, so don't worry. Oh, sorry.
I mean, that's fair.
This on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Bullfighter said the only NBA game I've watched and put up a cover of Space Jam. It's a good movie. How about the Arizona State news today? You remember Jordan Tyson having a little trouble with that hammy?
Yep.
Against Texas Tech?
He was grabbing at it.
He has been ruled out against Houston. And I'll remind you of this. Houston's pass defense has the capability to be. They've been pretty good. I'm not going to say that they've been great, but they've been pretty good. They just keep winning games. Outside of your matchup, honestly, they've done a lot of what BYU has done, where they haven't really blown anybody out, but they just keep finding success. And they're 6-1. It is in Tempe. But maybe Arizona State coming off of a big emotional win. They rushed the field. Their best player, their top 5 draft pick, not going to be in that game. I think crazier things have happened than to think that Houston could go into Tempe and win. I haven't seen what that line has moved with that news being out. Because that was a big line. I think it was 7.5 in favor of the Sun Devils at home.
Well, they very appropriately had the post-game juice for us. I mean, the juice for us, and rushed the field and did all that stuff, and now they get the post-game how how mature are you to settle back in and get ready to grind about a game and an opponent about what you were much less excited. I mean, every team faces it, and now they're doing it without the best player or one of the two best. It's always hard to say a receiver's the best. He's certainly their best weapon, but it's like, but if it's a really bad quarterback, how do you measure all that? It's kind of what the Bengals are dealing with right now. Not that Flacco's not a good quarterback, but you got a couple of the best receivers in the business, and backups all over the place throwing to him. Yeah. That's the tough part. But it just that he is most certainly a big boy weapon, and probably a little slight area of concern there. And I'm like you. I think that Houston club. Listen, I think this game will come down to what that head coach at ASU, what Dillingham wants. Let's control the line of scrimmage. And they didn't do it at Utah, and I wouldn't say they dominated the line. They at worst they put up a stalemate with us, right?
Sure.
They controlled it when they needed to, but it's like we most certainly weren't mauled by them the way they were mauled by Utah the week before. But Houston will want to play that game tight and get in the trenches and get after them, and that'll really be an interesting game to watch.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be interesting anyways.
Yeah.
Just because Houston has just not had a lot of noise around it. And I mean, Arizona State could still win that game by 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
But, I mean, if Houston, it's one of those, the longer they hang around in that game, that's a good enough team to beat Arizona State. They are a good enough team to do that. I think they've shown that.
Yep.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Back with more next.
The podcast put together with Red Raider fans in mind. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3. Presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the Double T 97.3 mobile app, brought to you by Happy State Bank. Clint, Gus, and Kyler. I promise I won't overload the show with SEC baseball, but this is interesting, Gus. So we have the Tony Vitello Tennessee news officially today. Kendall Rogers about
to the San Francisco Giants.
Yes.
Yep. College to MLB.
Kendall Rogers had this about 50 minutes ago for Kevin O'Sullivan with the Florida Gators. He's taking a leave of absence to deal with some personal and family issues, but there is no timetable on the return.
Well, remember, in June, he went bonkers on the NCAA official. Remember, they were going to move the game. They were going to delay the game, and then 2 hours, and then they moved it back up 1 hour, something, his version. And social media caught him just annihilating some, NCAA official. And don't think NCAA official like straight in from the, they call it an NCAA rep, but it's actually like a retired, and sometimes it's a retired baseball coach, or it's a retired athletic director or something that will get involved in those things. And it's just someone who serves as the NCAA rep on stuff like that, so that the host site can't just lord over everything. And then the same way when Tech has hosted a regional, you'd have a retired athletic director who was spent his whole career in California come in here, and he's basically the one saying, hey, no, like Texas Tech can't go, you know what, you guys can lock her out in right field. You can sit there, like they're the ones that sort of maintain some balance and just organize everything across the 4 teams and all that stuff. And that's who O'Sullivan went bonkers on. Social media caught it. I think he got suspended, or it will serve a suspension at the beginning of this year. So I don't know what that's about. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah he was.
I mean, this is
hot.
The way this is worded. He could be back in 2 weeks.
Right. No, absolutely. And let's hope he is. I mean, just for his sake. I mean, he came to Lubbock once for one of their inductees or maybe one of their award winners. I'd have to think about that. But him and his AD flew out here for that. May have been Brad Wilkerson's induction or something. But he's nice enough guy. But I think he's been through the ringer lately.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out here in 2019 for the regional. They were, the 3 seed in that regional? Of course, they were really good before and after that. But in 2019, they dipped a little bit and were the 3 seed out here, and they couldn't get through Dallas Baptist.
This on the H. Flooring Center chat line. Still missed the Crickets. It was a fun time.
I never got to see them because it was exactly the time, the 3-4 year period that we had moved out of town.
That was their whole plan. Don't let Gus ever see us.
I would have been right in the middle of it. I don't mean like working there or whatever, but I would have attended games and done the deal.
When's the last time you had a cricket in a room that was just driving you crazy?
I can't tell you the answer to that. Don't know. I think
we used to get them in our church, and we'd go up like Saturday night, depending if it was our turn to like go clean the building or like go fold the bulletins. And I swear they would haunt me. They would just find whatever room I was in and would just drive me crazy.
That's funny. And you threatened to stick them on the business end of a cane pole, and
I will find a spider and throw you in their web.
And I will.
Listen.
No
remorse.
I can remember my grandpa.
I'll use you as perch bait so fast.
Yeah, I can remember my grandpa buying crickets at the bait shop, and he took
they get the little cricket tubes,
little baby me out there fishing at the little pond.
That sounds cane pole and brim territory.
It actually wasn't cane pole. It was just a little bit.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
7-year-old me or whatever.
Calling it a cork instead of a bobber. That's like thinking of my grandpa.
Yeah, no, I think I was a cork. I think that's what he would have said.
Kyler, you're a cork or a bobber person? Very important question here.
Bobber.
Hey, Clint, as we are in this segment of randomness, let's go ahead and do this right here.
Okay, go for it.
A haiku.
I thought we were doing it on Friday. You already doing
it?
The
Texas Tech. Well, we'll make that a limerick then. Okay. Just remind me. For this game against Oklahoma State. A little mood music. There it is. Attaboy. We'll let that settle in here.
Okay.
Nice. It's like some Charlie Brown music, like Snoopy and Woodstock are out walking around to that music. There we go.
There,
a little
perfect.
mood lighting.
Take the lights off.
Red Raiders stand tall. Jones AT&T shakes with thunder. Cowboys meet the storm. How about that?
I do think there's going to be a storm that's headed towards the Pokes there. I think that's very accurate.
Yeah.
Was that Grok? What was that?
Co-pilot.
Co-pilot, that's right.
Yeah, we're at and we talked about this yesterday, this 38.5 point spread, the biggest in the history of the Big 12 for a conference game. Mm-hmm. Now, don't know how. It at least goes back to 2008. And I think 3 of the top 6 were Oklahoma versus Kansas point spreads, but this 38.5 would be the biggest in the history of the conference.
Whoever takes over that program, I mean, you just saw it with West Virginia. You saw it really the first time in the conference when Dion took over for Colorado. Like, just complete top to bottom different rosters. I mean, Oklahoma State had a bunch of new this year because of the mess that they had last year. But whether the new guy wants to or not, like they know whoever that ends up being going into that job, that there's going to be roster upheaval because of all the players that have either already left or made their intentions clear that they're leaving at the end of the season.
Well, I don't.
And so, I mean, I think Oklahoma State is the type of program that if you get the right guy, they can bounce back really quick.
I do too.
But it's hard to imagine that they're going to make any sort of dents in the next year or two, major dents.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I think we heard that in Big 12 media days that they had 53 new faces this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, it's a lot. It does sound like they'll get one of their quarterbacks back in the fold this weekend.
It is
possibly.
Possibly. It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Back with more next.
It's every Red Raiders' favorite podcast. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for making us a part of your afternoon. Clint Scott, Dr. Mike Gustafson, Kyler Brown behind the glass taking care of us. We will go one more hour here in the First United Bank studio. You can hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can also call us on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. If you would like to watch us, we're on Fox 34 News Now and on YouTube. And over on YouTube, you can catch the latest edition of Red Raider Recon as we break down the Oklahoma State Cowboys and everything that lies in wait for a hunt for a Big 12 championship. You can go check that out. YouTube.com/Double T Sports Network is our channel.
Again, we just had our reading of this week's haiku, so I think we're all set for the battle, right?
I think so.
All set for a scrap.
Can I take you to
yes,
an
Clint.
NFL story?
You can do just about anything.
Oh, okay. It's good to know. Save that for me. It has been, of all the very bad, no good seasons that some NFL teams might be having, including some preseason contenders, maybe the one that is feeling the worst right now is the Baltimore Ravens. They're currently 1-5, have health issues specifically with Lamar Jackson. That's certainly not going to help anything.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest surprise, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, just as a team, for sure. Because the other problem is their defense is a nightmare right now.
That may be the biggest surprise. The fact that their quarterback got hurt and they're struggling, as the offense is struggling as a result of that, is one thing. The fact that they're – and I didn't even dig into any personnel with that. I just hear Ravens and I go, yeah, good defense. It's like saying Steelers, probably playing good defense.
We could just say John Harbaugh and you go,
right.
All right, yep. Probably have a defensive identity there. Have you seen – they're going to turn it around.
Okay.
Have you seen why?
Oh, my. I have not.
After falling to 1-5, the Baltimore Ravens removed the players' ping pong table, video game consoles, basketball hoop, and cornhole boards from the locker room. Don't take away the cornhole. Come on.
Back to work, men. Quit jacking around.
You're playing too much cornhole. Not focusing on the games. That's why we're allowing 44 points. Get it together. Dude, if you have to take that away from professionals to focus on their job, you have a lot more problems than like side games in the locker room. But it's like a high school team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a little bit like it has shades, it has whiffs of Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
we got to put in your contract that you need to study for 2 hours a day.
And then stop playing 8-hour Call of Duty sessions and watch film for once in your life.
Play 8-hour Call of Duty when you've led us to a World Series, a Super Bowl.
He did play baseball
That's
too.
True.
He did play baseball too. So,
but we are sub 500 trying to get this thing going, and we have to tell you to. It's like we have to tell you, Clint, to eat your vegetables. Just eat the damn vegetables.
Hey, I just learned what a Brussels sprout is. I'm on my way. I'm sure this was going to come out anyway, but if this like got out easily, because what's everyone going to do? Like, what's going on in your locker room over there? Like, how bad is it? Like, you just have like a coach giving a pregame speech, and he's like, "Hold on, I can't pause this. I'm online. Get out of my locker room. Come on." I hope there was legitimate outcry over the ping pong table. I had the ping pong table. Come on.
Well, yeah, I know. There's hard to imagine that's the. If a ping pong table is that distracting, then what else do you have going on there?
Mm-hmm. It would be hilarious if they rattled off like 6 straight though and just started looking like the Super Bowl contender and just like, well, maybe they were playing a lot with a basketball hoop and far too much cornhole, which isn't a thing. You a cornhole guy?
I mean, it's all right.
Team cornhole, team, let's see, horseshoes, team washers, lawn darts.
And probably more cornhole than anything there.
That's the best one.
Washers is fun, though, when I've played it. And washers is something that probably don't do often enough because you don't need a big space. You don't need this vast expanse of horseshoes is fun, but you got to. That's one that my games last like 4.5 hours because I'm so bad at it. We need to shorten the whatever that is, the range, or we need to shorten it up. You know what I think about horseshoes? I think about like old Midwestern old men. Now I'm not saying it's only Midwesterners that play it, but I think of that. Yes,
dude. Do you know how many like horseshoe setups we had just around the corner at any given moment when I grew up? Also, just cornhole tables. Just like some people I knew had multiple cornhole sets.
When I was in high school, I made my own and built my own cornhole set.
Shop project or
That's
what?
smart.
Yeah, pretty much. It was the Byron Martin Advanced Tech Center, right on cue.
Good work by
Dude,
you.
I built my mom a quilt rack.
was
That's way better.
Yeah, it was my senior year, and the teacher just said, "Hey, just kind of do whatever. You got a project in mind. You want to just do something, do it." I made a ping pong table, and I made a cornhole set.
With the varnish and the whole deal, right?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
You said, wait, what was the first thing you said?
Ping pong table.
Yeah, the Ravens aren't going to allow that.
Not at all.
Neither of them. You're the problem, Kyler. You're the reason why the Ravens aren't winning games.
I'm the reason they're what, 1-5, 1-6.
That's right. Clean it up, pal.
What's the one you like? It's hollowed out golf balls, and there's like a rope attached to it, and you're like usually throwing it at some form of PvP.
Oh,
that
yeah,
has
that
3
thing.
levels and it like wraps around it.
Isn't it?
I know exactly what you're talking about,
There's
but
a
I can't.
name for it, and
I
then
can't think
there's
of the
a
name.
pejorative for it, I think.
Another one.
It's not as nice.
At a family gathering, one of my wife's cousins brought a game called Coob. It's Kuub.
Okay.
And it's these wooden blocks you throw at each other. Not at the people. You try to knock. It's like big chess, but you're like throwing it.
It is
Some
called
sort of Viking
ladder
game.
golf.
Ladder golf. There you go.
Yeah, the pejorative is much different.
Old Razzle Dazzle said ladder golf, you fools. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's one I'm a rookie
Sorry,
at.
Kyler.
Yeah. Tell us your favorite lawn game.
Absolutely.
I
mean, you could tell us your favorite.
I am a lawn game guy.
Lawn game /
I am all
tailgate
the way in.
game. Maybe beyond. Yeah, maybe beyond the beyond the cornhole, because we know cornhole.
Ooh, beyond the cornhole. If you pro cornhole,
It's
though,
gonna be my
you got a
name of
friend
my
here.
autobiography.
It was a high school nickname for
Next
you.
fantasy football team.
Double T 97.3.
The podcast that finishes your workday in a very Red Raider way. This is the Tech Talk Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
$30 more minutes with us here on Tech Talk. You got us on Double T 97.3, DoubleTSportsNetwork.com, and the Double T 97.3 mobile app, brought to you by Happy State Bank. Clint, Gus, and Kyler. We will have Ask Tech Talk in 15 minutes from now.
Hey, everybody. Love you too, bro.
Yeah, it's Rob Bro.
Love you too.
The
Whoa, hand size.
He just gave us Jerry Jones thumbs up. Such a quick
Right
switch.
there for a minute, he was giving us the isn't that the deaf symbol for the sign language for love? And then right there at the end, he just flipped on us.
He literally flipped it.
Literally.
At the end. Yeah, wow. How rude.
Flipped and like, there we go.
What's wrong with him?
Wow.
It's like I just sent him a video demonstration of how an Achilles surgery is performed because I watched it, and don't look it up. I can't do the people that can like sit there and just watch major sports injuries like over and over again, like, oh man, dude, look at this, like unaffected, bother me.
The ACL thing hurts me now.
I'm sorry, I'm that guy.
Are you like the same people that are like, the reason why like Dr. Pimple Popper was ever a TV show. Like that stuff's disgusting.
That is totally different.
You're nasty
That is
what
disgusting.
you are. You're nasty.
It's in the same vein, Kyler.
That is not the same
It's
thing.
in the same vein.
You're nasty.
It's gruesome injuries.
It's bodily
but
functions.
it is not pus, and no, it's not the same.
Oh, dang, man.
Hey,
There goes our 9 women listeners right there.
if you thought we'd have the word pus on the program today, put a bet on that. You won something there.
Hey, man, I do get cringy, but I've torn my ACL twice. The first one was a non-contact deal, and so I see
So
those
that would
things.
think it would make it worse, right?
That's what I'm saying. That hurts me to see that. I'd usually just cut my eyes away from. Not that I'm gonna go puke in the trash can or anything, but it'll send a little. There's a visceral feeling that I get from that, and it's just me feeling for the person. Whereas if they crank their shoulder or something, I don't feel that. But I think it goes back to, dude, you're about to have like a long 9 months here. Like you're about to have every minute of your athlete, and I'm really thinking about it in the context of a current athlete, obviously, but I think about it in the context of your every day for the next 9 months or so, maybe more. You're only going to think about, or every day will include your thoughts about this ACL thing.
Yeah.
You know, and so all that's in my head when I see it, and just man, I hate that. Again, you could wreck your shoulder, and I wouldn't feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I am
What's
not
the universal thing of that, like seeing a video of someone stubbing their toe because everybody has done that,
Yeah, that's true.
or like hit their shin.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy seeing people get hurt. Let me get that out of the way. That is not what it is.
Yeah, but you like it's more of
I'm a psycho.
What's our show here on MTV that we like so much, Clint?
Ridiculousness.
Yes, ridiculousness kind of injuries. Those are more fun. Drunk chick,
Still not my.
drunk chick trying to dance across the bar, falling and busting her head.
Scorpion.
We can laugh about that.
Your ankles touch your head.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, different.
Hey, I had a good random sports hate moment today you might like.
All right.
So you would think, like if you root for a team and you're lucky enough to root for a team that wins not only a championship but a bunch of championships in a small amount of time, it might make you forget something.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Mariota is the announced starter for the Washington Commanders.
Saw that. Yeah.
And up next, they have the Chiefs.
Right.
It's in Arrowhead. And I was like, when was the last time Marcus Mariota started a football game at Arrowhead? And as I was asking myself, I'm remembering a 1-point playoff loss where a game that was Alex Smith's final one with the Chiefs with a self-pass touchdown and a bogus play that stopped like his forward progress and was a fumble from Derek Johnson and was going to be the Chiefs' ball. And I just out of nowhere just got pure fury for it. I was like, I hope we sack him 57 times this week. Outside of it, I have no ill will towards Marcus Mariota.
I hope so too.
I just jumped back to that. I was like, I hope we're in his grill all game long. I was going to wish that anyways, but
I hear ya.
now there's animosity. I was like, okay, so I'm clearly not over that. And still sometimes, like, I like Andrew Luck, but like the sports hate that we build inside ourselves, sometimes I just think about him recovering his own fumble for a touch. Yeah, that comeback.
Sorry.
Speaking of Rob Bro, he was with me for both of those and audibly laughed as my team was losing in the most heartbreaking fashion.
Okay.
But we're over it. We're over it now. This on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We've been hearing about Texas Tech football has a whole other gear stated by the head ball coach. When do you think we will see this other gear, and will it come in time for BYU? I really think you're just trying to pick up the way that you've been playing before Arizona State.
Yeah, but
right?
he has. I think to the Texter's point, he has. Coach McGuire has said, I think there's better play, even when they were buzzing, putting it on Houston on the road, the Utah win, those things. Even during all that, he would say, I think we haven't played our best football. And so I think that'd be the idea. Maybe here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would think. I don't know that our best football is going to be needed this week to win this game, but boy, the trip to Manhattan and home against BYU would be a good time to peak, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and to me, to start though, to get to that whole other gear, to bounce back and don't, like, you're not trying to press too much for this game, right? Like this. I want to make the same texter yesterday mad again, but this game, especially after what you did this weekend, is 100% about you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This game this weekend? Yeah. 38.5 point spread? Yeah.
And then we can talk about the other gear
right
after that.
Yep.
It is Tech Talk on Double T 97.3.
This has been the Tech Talk Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.